welcome. This is our podcast.
Yes.
It's been in the making for a while. When did we kind of think of this idea? Back in
Late 2019.
late 2019. So it's
Yes.
about 3.5 years in the making.
Thereabouts. I don't know if that's right.
And well, whenever it is, we did try it at least once. We filmed the pilot episode one time, and we didn't really kind of continue with it, didn't we?
No.
We had
hard COVID, all that type of
So
stuff.
we had an original idea was to kind of start a different podcast called Trap House Talks.
Dumb name.
It was a dumb name, but it was an alright idea. We had said Trap House.
That's what we
lined up with
called.
us.
That's what we called our friend's shed.
Yeah, and we had 3 friends that were also involved in it, and unfortunately didn't execute it all. But
Now we're here.
Now we're here, and it's called the Cockpit. So, guys, welcome to the Cockpit.
And girls.
And girls.
Non-binary folk. We don't discriminate.
Exactly.
So.
Obviously this is our first pilot episode, so I'm assuming we're going to have to tell them a bit about the podcast.
They don't even know who we are either.
Exactly. Well, that's the goal. So do you want to kind of introduce the Cockpit and all of its glory?
I can very much do that. So, what is this podcast? Frankly, just us chatting. It's conversation that everyone's available to get in on, I suppose.
100%. We're going to have some moments where we're really real and upfront with each other and with the camera and audience. Other times where we might have a story time. We might have moments where some guests come on.
A couple interviews.
Yeah, it's pretty much a little bit of everything that we're going to be going through on this podcast, which is pretty exciting.
That's right. It sounds vague, but believe me, there will be some direction, and we will be hopefully joined by you in every episode. Maybe a couple, maybe just one. That's okay though. No problems there.
Yeah.
So, who are you?
Who am I? Well, my name's Lukas. Not really going to go into detail about ourselves unless you really want to.
Oh, they should probably know things we're into, what we're about.
I'm all about fitness. It doesn't probably look like I am, but I am. I'm actually studying to become a personal trainer, and I'm in my final couple months into studying, so hopefully I'll be qualified by October. Obviously, time of filming is May, so we've got 6 months or so. So that's super exciting. What else? I mean, I could say, my nationality is Italian if anyone's, interested. I don't know if that's kind of interesting,
All
but
3 people that were wondering.
Exactly. But I think that's kind of it, to be honest. I mean, what about you? Who are you?
I've had to reel off who I am a few times. It's the type of thing you got to plan for with your image and such. So I'm Bruno, 19, same age as him.
Exactly.
I like football, Port Adelaide fan. Not much of a soccer fan despite this QPR jersey. What else? I like music, particularly in the hip-hop realm and adjacent genres. And I don't know, that's really all there is to me. There's more to me. But
There's definitely more to him, and we'll kind of get into detail of that. Little birdie told me you're studying journalism.
That's right, I forgot to mention. Yes, that's right, I am. Well, basically finished. I failed one of my 12 units, so
That's all right, you can get it back. Get it back going.
we're going to get on that track with that one this year. And I don't know, yeah, sports journalist is the goal. Maybe music journalist, maybe political commentator even. Any doors open, so we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of dwell on that for a second. We did mention that we're going to be bringing in guests to interview, which is obviously going to help your credibility and your experience as a whole as a journalist. Get that experience.
Well help, yes.
For the audiences that is curious, we'd be bringing in people like musicians or up and coming musicians, bands, and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty exciing, to be honest.
We've got our first guest right here.
We do have
he's
someone.
Ran off. Someone's in the room now. Now we're good to film, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? I was just thinking before we started filming. Doesn't this kind of look like a what are those?
Casting couch.
Yes. Casting adult video casting.
If you're
couches.
watching on an audio platform and you're not seeing video, look, it's going to be on YouTube, so you can check that there.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's actually talking about posting. We're doing YouTube videos that we post every Friday, is it? An episode
Well, that's the
a
aim
week?
for these episodes to be out on Fridays
Yep.
whatever audio platform you're into, or if you're into video, it's on YouTube. And
As well as TikTok, we'd be
Yeah.
cutting some highlights from our videos and posting onto TikTok for, a different crowd and if they're interested.
So if you'll see it on screen at some point, it's probably already gone by this point, but that's the general gist so that you know where to find us.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the biggest platform that we're posting on is Spotify, obviously.
Yeah.
Home of,
Music.
music
you're
and
a normal
obviously
person.
podcasts as well, which is something I kind of like learnt recently. I didn't know that podcast is such a big thing on Spotify.
Yeah, I've delved into it, but I don't know, I've never really got into the podcast thing on Spotify. I was more of a YouTube viewer, I feel like.
Exactly, no, same.
I did dabble in the iTunes podcast, but yeah, no, YouTube. I like the whole video setup if
Yeah.
people have that going on. So that's why
100%.
we've got it going, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I feel like what's great for us now is to probably get into what's going on in our lives at the moment.
Yeah.
If there's any, awesome things coming up in your life at all.
Nope, mostly unremarkable things, unfortunately. But do you perhaps have interesting things going on?
Oh, look, I have this thing that I'm actually doing called my journey to self-discovery on my TikTok. You've seen them. You've actually commented a couple times.
Seen them. I've dabbled in watching. Yeah.
It's basically a journey that I've set out on due to recent events of kind of becoming whole and being comfortable with being, myself, being Lukas, and that's what I've been doing. I've been setting goals every day for the next 30 days and probably beyond. But when that 30 days finish, I'm doing skydiving. I'm going to go skydiving, which is
terrifying. It sounds.
It's terrifying. I'm certainly not ready for it. It's an inside scoop there. I'm not ready for it, but
Got to do what you got to do.
I do got to do what I got to do, and once it's done, maybe I'll come out a new man.
Interesting. Lovely.
I think something interesting with you is I'd like to bring up, because I actually never really got an insight into it. Your famous food reviews.
Yes.
So, as you guys wouldn't know, literally wouldn't know,
Yeah.
he dabbles in randomly uploading a photo of something he's eating from a fast food shop, whether it be a new product or a promotional product, and giving an in-depth review of the specific food that he's eaten. And they've been absolutely cracker to watch.
They have, yeah. We've done a few. That new pork belly burger from Hungry Jack's, I did that. Value-wise, not good, but taste-wise, pretty decent. Looks-wise, disgusting, right? But it goes a bit more in-depth than that. I write actual, things about, I like this part about it. I'm not sure about this, But, it's just, it comes from my love of writing, I suppose. As mentioned, journalism, so I don't know. I don't really want to be a food journo, but it's kind of in that sphere.
Is there a specific reason as to why you got into kind of the food reviews, or is it just as a laugh?
It is just as a laugh, but I think it sort of stems from food tech, #1 bludge subject in the world. Don't know if you ever did food tech.
I did international cuisine.
Oh, Jesus,
Yeah.
fancy. What sort of school's this?
I know, right?
But yeah, so they make us do the whole, like you cook something, you eat it, and then you got to do this whole sensory properties bullshit. Pardon my French, but it's just that. So, yeah, and I always found it really weird to write. I liked how it felt and how it smelt and tasted. Like, I don't know, it was weird. So
no, it's like mouthfeel and texture.
Yeah.
I never really got the true meaning of food tech. I get if you want to be a chef or anything, but it's still very, very weird. Oh,
Jesus.
that scared the shit
said-
out of me. Jesus. Okay, well, we're back after the siren. Do you want to kind of explain why that siren's going off, or?
Yeah, we got this camera that I've got. I don't know. It stops recording after like 12 minutes or something. I don't know. It's weird, but so we have to set this to make sure it's not going to stop filming on us when we need it to film. So, got to pause that, keep it going. It's basically the gist. So you might hear that a couple times throughout the journey of this podcast, but
you live and you learn, and
exactly.
suck it up. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah. As long as I can fix this issue, I can't find anything online.
That's
but
okay. Like, well, obviously it will be fixed eventually, but for now we're going to have to deal with the pain of, hearing a siren
teething
every
problems,
now and
call
then.
it.
But going back to what we're talking about, which was your food reviews, with the bludgeoning subject of what was it, economics? Like
No, food tech.
food tech.
Economics.
Economics. See, I'm the smart one here. Not really. Yeah, well, I don't really know what to say, I'll be honest.
Yeah, so food tech's an awesome subject. I mean, look, I personally, year 12, didn't do exams. I did unscored because I didn't need any ATAR or anything like that. So if I got an ATAR, I would have been probably in the 30s if I'm lucky, maybe 20s. So I was a bit off chops. So food tech was the perfect subject for me, I guess.
I think something I did want to bring up was we had a conversation a while back about
I don't know what's going on.
It was about I remember you had this thing about home brand products are better than, proper name branded.
Yes.
And,
what they call a tight ass.
and as every WOG is, again, myself Italian, Maltese, tight asses.
But in a good way, because let me tell you something. You might think someone's cheaping out by going home brand, but I think it's time we just accept that it's the best.
Oh, 100%. I like if we look at Nutella. Nutella's great. I love that stuff. But there's this generic brand called Nutino. Nutino. Have you had it before?
I've had Nutino.
It's so much better. It tastes more hazelnutty and a little bit more like chocolatey
It's been a
rather
while
than
since
sweet.
I've had it because
Same.
I'm not a 10-year-old, so.
Okay, but I eat it sometimes. Not as much, but sometimes.
On occasion.
Even what's the one you had? The mint slice.
Yes,
I've
mint
been meaning to
slice
try it.
biscuits. They're somehow, some way. Mint slice is a great biscuit, right? Especially if you love mint flavors, the Arnott's ones, yeah. And I don't know how they did this, but Aldi, who I'm not really an Aldi soldier. I'm more of a Coles soldier. But their mint slice biscuits, I had them, heaven. I don't know what the hell they did.
If we can get a a typical food review, Bruno
I
style.
have to put on some glasses and maybe even a monocle, and, well, perhaps I will describe them as this. But no, the chocolate on them was just beautiful. The best, like way better than whatever Arnott's is using. And I don't know how they can replicate the biscuit in terms of what it is so well, but then also jump another step up and really exceed the mint slice. But whatever they did, chef's kiss.
It's kind of the same with I've had experience with that as well. It was the Coles brand Cornettos, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. I think I've said it to you a couple times. So with normal Cornettos, you have the little chocolate tip at the end of the cone, and it kind of, for me at least, it tastes like very cheap generic chocolate. Doesn't really have that chocolatey taste you look for. I had this Coles brand style Cornetto. At the end, Cornetto, whatever. Even the thin chocolate that's kind of over the ice cream. You know how sometimes they have a little bit of layer of thin chocolate. That and the tip. Oh my god!
I love a good tip.
It tasted like literally exactly like Cadbury chocolate, and it was just like godsend. Like I was just like, this is the one. This is the one.
Jesus.
We actually walked past the a local chicken and chip shop today, if you remember, and you said the fried chicken.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Aced it. It's like KFC to a T. Like I don't know how they do it.
It's kind of crazy how you think of that stores are we're talking like privately owned stores, not franchises. Sometimes actually taste better than franchise stores like your Macca's or your KFC, for example. I've always found that kind of fascinating.
Yeah, some more. Look, I can't go past like a Hungry Jack's burger or a Macca's burger most of the time. If it's there, right, I love reveling in the disgustingness of it. I guess it's KFC. Not even disgusting. Like it's amazing, but it's like
it's how you feel after.
Not even that. It's just the idea of like I ate a McDonald's burger and a large fries and had a big cup of soft drink to wash it down. Just in my head, it doesn't sit right. Like I'm like, why the hell did I do that?
Do you know what? That brings up a great thing that I've been going through as well. Obviously, me being a man of fitness and trying to get a diet that's like down pat, I usually tend to say out loud what I've eaten so far throughout the day, and when you do that, it makes you, it makes you realize, far out, I am a fat shit. Like, just by snacking and everything. Like, for example, right, this is not what I've eaten, but let's just say I had, 2 pieces of toast for breakfast, some yogurt. Then for a snack, I had a packet of chips. I had a glass of Coke, for example. Then for lunch, I had a frozen pizza. And then in between that, I had another glass of fucking soda water. For dinner, I had fried chicken schnitzel with potatoes, and then I had Ben and Jerry's ice cream for dinner. For dessert.
That sounds like a lot.
It sounds like a lot, but when you're doing it, it's not a lot. Like,
Just
it
light work.
doesn't feel like it's a lot, but then it makes you feel and sound like you're a fat shit, And that's where you kind of have to kind of realize, okay, I can eat all that stuff, but less of it.
Yeah.
That's your first step into dieting properly, is eat less of it. And then once you've eaten less of it, because your stomach's obviously not as full, it kind of shrinks a little bit, and that's when you can start introducing new foods, more clean foods.
See, I'm a little bit the opposite of the thing at the start you mentioned, right? I don't eat many meals a day, but I go ham on what I eat. If I went through today's food, I had a little Cadbury Favourites chocolate, and then I had 2 Pop-Tarts, and I had another Cadbury, and then I had a whole pizza, a whole large Meat Lovers pizza. It was great, right? And then a little Cadbury Favourites chocolate, another one. So, what the hell happened there? Beep. So I did that. I ate those 4 things, 3 of them quite small, but a whole pizza. I'm just there like, what is wrong with me? I so could have had something tiny. But
it's always the regret afterwards.
Yeah, no, that time I did have that body regret.
It's the same with like
8 pieces.
like KFC. That's with me. I love KFC. It's
don't we
a
all?
godsend, But at the same time, the feelings you have after you finish eating it, 9 times out of 10, I vomit. I don't know if that's a me thing.
A little bit, but I get why that would be vomit inducing. As amazing as it is, I get it.
But you still go back.
Oh yeah,
You still go back.
toxic X right there.
He's like a toxic ex.
Yeah,
Even
no,
though
I'm insane like that. I got a go-to order there.
that's like a red flag right there. If you can say you can eat KFC, munt it up, and then still go back, it's like a red flag, I reckon.
The flag is raised. There's no
Flag-
flag, but it is raised.
It's raised.
Blade and Echo 2K reference there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm psychopathic with my KFC. I have the
Really?
most ridiculous usual order.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, the great thing about KFC is the Zinger box, right? Australian staple.
100%. Can't forget about the Wicked Wings. I myself am not a fan of the Wicked Wings.
Well, you are psychopathic for a different reason.
There you
to me.
are.
But Zinger box, the bacon and cheese version of the Zinger is 50 cents more. So I get that, right? Then I go to edit the burger, and you can add 5 sauces for free, no worries at all. So I'm like, chili relish, jalapeno mayo, pepper mayo, supercharged sauce, barbecue sauce. I'm going ham. But then, here's the amazing thing. They stopped letting you do this for a sec. But the potato and gravy, right? It's okay, potato and gravy. It's like okay at best.
As soon as I heard what it was made from,
The powdered stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
not for me.
That type of stuff doesn't get me, but I just not huge on it. So I replaced that with the upsize for the chips. And then I grab a solo. And then not only do I just have a usual order, the way I eat it, like I'm crazy. I go chips first.
Okay. Like, finish the entire chips, or you have one chip and...
No, entire chips.
Okay.
My method for eating it is how important is it being hot, right? So to me, right, the chips. If the chips aren't hot, as they get colder, they get to a point where they can be disgusting if they're cold.
100%.
It's worse for Macca's, but KFC is still a chip. So
Yeah.
I eat all them. Then I go the Wicked Wings, okay? Because like they're nicer when they're warm. I eat them. The burger next, because like it's got ingredients like lettuce, I guess, where it's best cold. Same with sauces. So that's third. By this point, with those 5 sauces, especially the jalapeno mayo and the chili relish, my mouth is burning. So after I've eaten that, I'm like fighting for my life, breathing out, breathing fire. Then we get to the final thing, which is the can of Solo. That is meant to be cold, so I don't eat it. I drink it
Yeah,
last.
you definitely drink it.
Scull the whole thing, and just like that, I feel terrible but incredibly fulfilled. All that for 50 cents more than just a regular Zinger box. So you got to do it on the app though. That's the thing. Shout out to the app. Don't have to talk to a person. Beep boop boop boop, and they've got my order ready. I'm a menace. That's how I roll. I don't know many people that have such a specific usual at a fast food place.
That is a bit, yeah, that is. Apart from Subway orders.
Yeah, Subway.
But Subway is you build it yourself to what you want.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific Subway order?
I've had Subway like 3 times in my life.
Really?
More than that, actually.
I'm a Subway person. I love my Subway.
You are psychopathic.
How am I psychopathic?
Look, Subway's fine, but...
Subway's great. Like, you're on the go. Even like when you're dieting, it's not really high. It's like one of the lower end of calories.
If you pick the right things, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I just can't really... Like, I know what I like, and I know what I get. As soon as I get there, I'm like, that sounds good. I'll just pick these things. But, yeah, no, it's never my first choice.
They have this distinct smell. I don't even know what it is, Subway. I get people say it's the bread, but I don't smell bread when I pass it.
Yeah, I don't think it's the
It's
bread.
very unique.
Bit herbish. Maybe it is the bread then. Maybe
It
it's
could
some
be
sort
the
of
bread,
herbs
like
in the bread.
the Italian herbs and cheese bread.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
That's
a good bread.
That's the bread you get. Like my order is just done so nicely. Like it just, it's kind of like a KFC almost in the sense of what I get in it. I get it there on purpose because I know I'm just gonna be fulfilled at the end.
Absolutely.
Do you want to hear it?
I'm all ears.
All ears. So what we get, right? We get a foot long Italian herbs and cheese. Then you get that, the original chicken. Oh my god. It's the chicken classic, sorry. It's the chicken strips.
Crumbed?
And they're crumbed.
Okay,
and they have
good.
like a
Good so far.
peppery taste to it. Like a real nice peppery taste. Then you go for your cheeses. Oh,
Okay, ooh.
the mozzarella.
Sounds right to me.
Mozzarella.
This sounds good so far.
It's the right melting point. You get the other cheese, like Old English is great. Don't get me wrong, flavors are amazing. Melting point, not great. The mozzarella. Oh,
Just the best
Right.
cheese in general.
it is. It is. Toasted, obviously. Like, don't have it fresh.
You got the cheese in there. It's perfect toasted.
You get it fresh. Leave. We don't want to see you. Joking. Anyways, then we go for the veggies. Obviously, you need to be healthy in this bee.
Can't relate.
I myself, I love olives. You know, it's the Italian genes. I get olives, black olives, jalapenos
Can't
for
relate.
that spice.
That's where you've lost me.
Really?
Yeah, capsicums and any chili or pepper.
Oh.
Nah, can't do it. Right down the bottom.
I was 50-50 with it at the start, but then I became a big lover of red onion. Red onion, and you get some lettuce. I used to be a spinach over lettuce person, but then you miss the crunch from the lettuce. Exactly. So you change the lettuce, right? Then what you get with your sauces, you get 2 sauces. Only 2. Don't need any more.
Okay.
You get garlic aioli and barbecue.
I'm with you on the barbecue. I probably get one of the, like, Thousand Island probably is my other one, personally, but that's just how I roll.
Then after that, you get a bottle of water. Eat your sub. Mouth's tingly from the jalapenos. You finish it off with the ice cold water. Guys, if you don't like cold water, what's wrong with you? In saying that, my ex-partner hated cold water for some reason. I think
with
maybe
her?
it was her sensitive teeth. But like I remember, like every time I bought water for her before she finished work, she was worked next to a Coles. I'd make sure that I'd buy my water from the refrigerator at Coles, and then I'll go to the aisle where they have the water on the shelves, and I'd get her water. But you know, the little things that count.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, like I think that's kind of all we have to say for this episode. I mean, is there
Pretty
anything else
much.
you want to?
I just want to add one more thing on Subway. You know why they're goated? Some of them, they have machines where you get the drink, you pick Coke, and they have 4 flavors. Like, you can make pineapple Fanta if you wanted to, or vanilla Fanta.
Yeah.
Crazy. I don't know how or why, but shout out to them for that, because that is...
That is, yeah.
insane.
I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have free refills as well. I know Hungry Jack's did as well.
I think Hungry Jacks, they've gotten rid of all the machines, but I don't think
Yeah.
the workers care enough to be like, get away from that. No,
Yeah.
you've had your drink.
Exactly.
Not a chance. But as you were saying, I think that's about it.
Yeah. So, kind of just to end things off, we are posting videos like we did say every Friday, and we're posting our audio every Friday as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do want to follow our TikTok as well, it's also there. And yeah, that's basically it.
Sounds right to me. Thank you
Sweet.
very much for coming out, everybody.
Yeah.
And we will see you on the flip side.
So yeah.